been a long time since I've done a vlog style piece, but here we are. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Ink and Fig. My name is Alex, and today is the start of hopefully the final update for the Orilium readathon. I am at my friend's house. I'm currently in my car, about to go in and take the books to see our Master of Ceremonies today, also known as Aurora, our cat, to do our pet pick for animal studies. A quick recap of what I have for Aurora today. I have Shoko's Smile, which is a short story collection by Choi Un-young. I have... turn this around. I have On Rotation by Dr. Shirlene Obuobi, which is about a black doctor who is doing her residency and finding love and finding balance and things like that. I've been hyped to read that for a while, and I just haven't gotten to it yet, but it's coming. I have Stone Blind by Natalie Haynes. This one I believe is a Medusa retelling. It's YA, so nice and easy. Kind of wouldn't be mad if that one was the one that we picked, but the one that I'm hoping that we pick is actually going to be Confessions by Kanai Minato. This is a Japanese horror. I am looking for something just a little bit darker on my plate right now, because that's just the kind of mood that I'm in. So that's what I'm hoping for. I think Aurora, being a cat and whatnot, is going to probably choose one of the two more brightly colored books in here, but like I'm kind of hoping for Confessions. So let's head in to my friend Kane's house and go meet the cat. Here she is. Oh, we have been blessed. She's like, you don't have the treats. Not yet. Alright, so I have the books laid out, and we are going to release the baby. Alright. Oh, she did it! She chose... I literally can't even believe she chose the one I wanted. She and I are totally on the same wavelength. She's... Sorry, Kane, she's my best friend today. This is Kane, by the way.
Hello.
My best friend. And Aurora... No, Aurora's my best friend today. You can have your spot back tomorrow. Why are you the goodest bean?
Bestest baby.
Alright. So after all of that excitement, it is now September 2nd, the readathon is over, and we can finally talk about our last books. I'm very happy to tell you that I finished successfully my second semester of necromancy for this year, so I've officially finished my apprenticeship year, and I'm ready to go into my adept year next year with a clean slate. I'm very, very pleased about that. So let's talk about the books that carried me there. So in addition to the ones that I've mentioned in my previous videos, I had 3 last books to finish. And I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Confessions first. So this was my animal studies pick that Aurora just picked for me. I had her pick this on the 27th of August, I think, or the 28th even. Like, this was extremely last minute, and I slammed this book out in 2 days. It was so good. This book is extremely messed up. So we're dealing with a class of 13-year-olds, middle school class, and their teacher starts the book off by saying how she's retiring and that it has to do with the fact that her daughter died in the months preceding the end of the school year. Throughout the course of her monologue, we find out that 2 of the students in the class actually killed her daughter. This was a 4-year-old child, and 2 of her students, her 13-year-old students, killed her daughter. And the rest of the book follows a couple of people through sort of their monologues about what happened, and we find out the motivation behind the students that committed this crime and what their stories did to affect the other students in the class and the other people in their lives, their families, and things like that, and it all culminates in a very dramatic ending. All of this was extremely dark, which I loved, and it was definitely a really good psychological horror. Like, the murder itself, while gruesome and upsetting, weirdly, in my opinion, was not the most upsetting part of this book. Like, the psychological stuff behind the motivation for the two killers was wild, first of all, and really interesting to follow, but then also how things wrapped up. Just, it was so clean. I loved it. If you can stomach things like murder and some mental health stuff, this is really, really good. And I highly, highly recommend this. This might be one of my new favorite books, like, of all time. This was definitely 5 stars for me, and I'm probably gonna end up rereading this because I think this book absolutely rules. That was not the only horror book that I read this semester. For my restoration Q level course, I think it was restoration, my course that I had to read a book with a mostly black cover, I read The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. This is also a new favorite of mine. This book was also extremely messed up. This one was super, super gory, is where I'm going to start off with this. There was a lot of body horror in here. There was a lot of very, very graphic murder and suicide stuff that happened in here. But all of that combined with the story and the way that Stephen Graham Jones tells a story, just, this was deliciously upsetting in, like, the best possible ways, and it was funny all the way through too. Like, I felt really bad about it, but so much stuff in this book was actually hilarious, and just the way that he turns a phrase even in extremely dark moments, like, I felt like a terrible person for laughing, but, like, I couldn't not. It was so good. Basically, this book follows 4 men who are trying to live their lives after an incident in which they killed a significant number of elk in a place that they're not supposed to be hunting. And the fallout from the guilt of that experience, and how sometimes the dead aren't necessarily always dead. That's the best way I can explain it without spoiling anything. This book was so good. So, so good. This is the second book from Stephen Graham Jones that I have read. I read his book Night of the Mannequins in the spring semester for Orilium for the alchemy side quest, for my first book for that, and it was just spectacular. Like, that one was super short. It was about 3 hours, but it again dealt with some really significant psychological stuff, really good horror motifs, gruesome murders. This is what good horror is supposed to look like. And frankly, so is this. Horror is a good genre, and if it's done well, it's phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. And these 2 books absolutely illustrate that. So, major props to both of these books, because these are both 5 stars, and they have rekindled my love for horror and really made me remember that horror is worth investing in. Now, the last book, I again don't want to show you, and I'm kind of afraid to say too much. I'm gonna see if I can show it without showing the cover. Okay, so this is about the best that I can do. This is the book that I read for my Conjuration Q level, a book written from a culture or country that is not your own. This book was set in a country that I have never been to. This book I'm going to end up going into pretty deep detail on in a secret project video that is going to be coming out soon. Now that this book is over, I just need to sort of get my thoughts together, and then I'll be filming that and putting that up. This video has been in the works for months. I just needed time to read the book for it. Now I have had the time and I've read the book, and it's gonna happen, and I'm really excited about it. Clearly, as you can see from all of the tabs in the side here, I had a lot of thoughts about this book. I absorbed a lot of information from this book. It was an extremely emotionally satisfying book from a human perspective. I got to experience the familiarity of humanity through a different lens, while also learning about the history and hardships that come from this particular country, which really don't match or add up to anybody else's experience. Like, it was a really good look at differences and similarities in humanity and in culture, and it was really, really cool. So again, I'll be explaining more about that book in that surprise video, so stay tuned for that. It is coming, and I'm really excited to like do a deep dive on that book and really talk about how cool it was. So that's it. That's the Orilium Autumn Equinox. That's basically Orilium for 2023. I am going to have further Orilium content coming up closer towards the end of the year, because there is the adventure in Aldia that's been going on all through 2023. It's basically been a book a month for various prompts, and at the end of it, I should get something very fun. I did not do my Impling summoning, but I have just started my book for that. But you will see more about that in a video at some point. We did it. I'm so proud of myself. It was a really good time. If you completed the Autumn Equinox, I would love to hear about what you read, if you found any new favorites, if you found any new least favorites. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a really great month for reading, and I'm happy about it. If you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe, because as I said, we got some very interesting videos coming up, including our secret project video where you're finally going to figure out what this book is and why I've been reading it, and all kinds of other stuff as the year progresses and comes to a close, because we're really getting close to the end of it here, and that's kind of exciting. Go ahead and like this video if you liked it, so that other people can come and join the fun, and follow me on all of my social media at Ink and Fig, because I'm basically everywhere on that, and we can chat more about books over there. Thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.